Introductory discounts. Should I offer introductory discounts to drive a business to my door? We're going to answer that question today. Hi there, I'm Angela Brown, and this is Ask a House Cleaner. This is a show where you get to ask a house cleaning question, and I get to help you find an answer. Now, today's show is brought to us by housecleaning360.com. I've got something very sad to tell you about housecleaning360.com. They offer a crime scene cleanup. Now, crime scene cleanup is where after a homicide or a suicide, or after somebody who has been dead for a couple of days, like let's say an elderly parent or somebody dies, and their body is decomposing, and you have hazardous waste materials now in the house. That is where you have to call a specialty cleaning company to come clean up the debris and the hazardous materials, the blood, whatever is left behind. Now, it's really sad because nobody wants to know people who do crime scene cleanup. That's not something you want to have in your speed dial, because we're not hoping for any suicides or homicides or anything like that to happen in our personal lives. But when it happens, you need to know where to go to find the person to help you get your home back to living condition. And you will find that person on housecleaning360.com. All right, so on to today's show, which is about introductory specials. Should you offer an introductory special to get somebody inside the door so that they will become a customer of yours? Now, a woman texted me the other day, and she said, I am starting a business. I charge $30 an hour for house cleaning, and I want to offer $15 an hour as a super special to attract a whole bunch of business so I can fill up my calendar. What do you think? All right, well, here's what I think. I think that's a really, really bad idea. Here's the reason why. $30 an hour is industry standard. So anywhere you go across the country, and this is based on Home Advisor and Angie's List, where the average price is about $25 to $45 an hour for house cleaning. And that is dependent on where you live in the country, the expertise that you have, are you bonded and insured, and the services you provide. So the price is going to vary a little bit. So you could say the industry standard is $30 to $35 an hour. That's a fair price. So when you show up and you say, hey, I'm $15 an hour, there are red flags that go up. And the customers that are expecting to pay $30 to $35 an hour, because that's industry standard in the United States. In England, it's only like $12 to $15 an hour. So there are other countries, and I know lots of places in the UK have a reduced price. And I know there's a currency change from euros to dollars, so you have to also factor in the currency change. And I know there are other places like India that don't charge as much as well. So again, it's going to depend where you are, but in the United States, and I'm speaking for the United States right now, but if the industry standard is $30 an hour and you charge $15 an hour, what happens is this. The person thinks, wow, $15 an hour. This person either doesn't know how to run a business, or they're just starting out and they're looking to get new clients. So if they're looking to get new clients and they have no idea what they're doing, there's a great opportunity for me to take advantage of this person. And by that I mean, maybe I can get a discount like this for always. So they will always nickel and dime you on price. So if you come in at a half reduced rate and then you try to double your rates for the next cleaning, they're going to cut you off and go, no, I mean, you're $15 an hour. Why now are you charging me $30? So they're going to give you a lot of guff. You don't need to start a new house cleaning business with a lot of guff, okay? That's not healthy for your business, and it's not healthy for your self-esteem, and it's not going to build confidence for you to move forward in the future. All right, the next thing you have to think about is this. You are starting a business, and the startup time in your business is when you have the most costs. So you don't reduce the price to start a business. You might raise the price to start a business. So what we do in the house cleaning business is the first time we come to a customer's house, we don't knock our price in half. We charge double. We charge double because we might buy this customer a new mop that stays at their house for every cleaning. We might end up buying them a toilet brush. So we have a toilet brush for their house. So we're not carrying a toilet brush from all the houses into their house. Now, as we do the initial clean at their house is going to be extra dirty if they don't already have a cleaning service. And so we're going to have to do some deep cleaning in order to get their house up to our maintenance modes. So it's going to cost more money, not less. So that's another reason why it's a really bad idea. Another really bad idea is it's a bait and switch. And what that means, and we've all been in advertising long enough, we've all been baited and switched. What that means is you come in thinking that you have a specific price. And so you start factoring in your budget and you start thinking, well, I could have this person come in every other week, and you start budgeting that in at $15 per hour. So if I have them coming in for 4 hours, it's going to cost me $60. Well, no, it's not, because the real price is $30 an hour. And so suddenly that jumps you out of your price budget. So my suggestion to you would be this. When you start your business, there are things like insurance and bonding and supplies and vehicle expenses and advertising and uniforms and things that you're going to need in order to get your business up and running. So you're going to need more money, not less. So double the price for the initial cleaning. Then you can reduce the price for your other cleanings on a bi-weekly or a weekly basis. Now, when you offer discounts, and I'm not a fan of discounts, I'm not a fan of ads that say, hey, $20 off or $50 off or 10% off or any of these things. I'm not a fan of that at all. My suggestion would be create a price and stick to that price. And that's always the price. Because what happens is this. What you're saying is, I'm very confident in my price. Here's my price. And then when you are confident in your price, your customer is also confident in your price. And they will turn around to their friends and their neighbors, and they will say, hey, this is a person that gives you a price, and they stick to the price. And so whatever the price is, you know you can count on it. And then they start seeing you clean, and your cleaning is consistent. And then they go, wow, this person is very consistent. The way they look is consistent. Their vehicle is always clean. That's consistent. Their cleaning supplies are always clean and well organized and topped to the very top. That's consistent. They offer consistent pricing. And so what happens is you build a reputation for yourself based on your consistency, not built on a bait and switch, where I'm going to give you this price, and next time it's going to be this price, and then I might charge a little bit more if you add in extra tasks or chores or whatever. Because if the price is always changing and your service is always changing, your customers don't know what to expect, and it makes it very hard for them to send you referrals. They have no idea what they're promising their neighbors. But if you're very consistent, they know what they're getting. I can recommend this package to my neighbors. It's like recommending a television. You recommend a specific brand, it's a specific model number, it's a specific price, and you know when you turn on the TV exactly what you're going to get. That is the kind of service you want to provide. So should you cut your rates and have to get a bunch of people in the door? No, I think that's a really, really bad idea for the reasons I just shared. Anyway, I have no doubt that if you go in at $30 an hour and you offer an amazing service, even though there's competition in just about every market, you will build a reputation and a name for yourself that all of your customers and your friends and your neighbors will recommend and refer. And with that, you will do just fine in business. Alrighty, that's my 2 cents for today, and until we meet again, leave the world a cleaner place than when you found it.